Moments like that where you're like, some people do this on accident, you know?
Welcome to 8 days past transfer. This is the last official week of summer. And yeah, did I time my transfer perfectly so that A, I would know before school started, and B, my maternity leave would match up right with the beginning of summer vacation? Yeah, it's like one of the only perks of IVF. But I'm clearly feeling better today. I know I'm still like dressed like kind of a hobo, but that's okay. What else? What else? Oh, Tess, look at how much darker that is today. That is so reassuring. That is definitely what I wanted to see yesterday. I know my camera's like, choose a lane. That is for sure, well, here we go. What I wanted to see yesterday, and I finally see it today, just that like clearly way darker. And even last night's like PM test, that's the one directly above it, was darker than the AM. So we've really hit a turning point. I am so thrilled. I am resisting the urge aggressively to go into a walk-in clinic and get my HCG taken. Today's Tuesday. I literally just need to wait till Friday. I can be strong. This is okay. All right, friends. We are 9 days past transfer, and I'm happy to say I think we're good. As far as we can be with just pregnancy tests, right? My beta test is in 2 days, but I'm gonna give you a peek at my camera. You and me, let's be together on this. I'm gonna give you a peek at my pregnancy test, like progression line, and I'm really pleased with it. I think it's safe to say that taking PM tests is a waste of time. Don't do it. With the exception of day 7, they were always lighter than the morning ones, which is not comforting. So I would say stick to your AM ones, but for the sake of science, here we go. So yeah, you can see that, I mean, it's really solid. I mean, by day 5, it was for sure positive, and then the lines have gotten stronger and stronger. I'm waiting today on my new prescription because my allergic reaction to the progesterone and oil is just getting worse. I'll see if I can show you. Here, hold on. So you can see that like this whole blot, you can see, look, it's huge. It's huge, it's red. I'm not even sure there was an injection there. It's like really high. Here's like the normal injection zone. So like here's the normal injection zone, and here's where this big blotch is. Like it's insane. So like here's a smaller version of that. That's what was happening when I like reported it to my clinic, and then this just happened. So guess what happened literally when I hit stop record? Boop! My new box of meds came, so let's see what's in her. If you never put the scissors away, they're exactly where you need them at all times. Oh, look. Wendell's always has a cute little note saying, sorry, life sucks. Have some medicines to inject in yourself. There's a pretty hefty price tag on these new meds. I was not thrilled. Got a sharps container, alcohol wipes, got needles going on. They don't look that much different than the other ones. Instead of 1.5, this must be, okay, come back. This must be at a much higher concentrate because my other dosage was 1.5 milliliters and this is only 0.75. I wonder why. I'll go read her message again. I think she was trying to explain it earlier. So I figured it out. Earlier today I was lamenting I didn't understand. Whoops, those bottles are the same. Because she was telling me to do only 0.75. I couldn't figure out why. It's because this is 50, that's never gonna focus, there's no way. This is 50 milligrams per milliliter. This is 100 milligrams per milliliter, which means it's twice as concentrated. Hence why I only need half the dose. But this draw needle is a smaller gauge. It's literally only one, this is a 21 gauge instead of a 22 gauge. But the injection needles are still 22s. I wonder if there's any rhyme or reason to that, if the viscosity of it matters. I don't know. Still just kills me that I'm allowed to do this. Just drop some medicine. And you're like, yeah, just stick that in your body. What if I do it wrong? It's not even me putting it in my body, it's the husband. Speaking of which, I told him, I think I've alluded to the fact that it is just like a killer week for him. So, and he didn't know I was testing. So I kind of pulled him aside after I put the kids in the bath today and was like, here, look at this cute Spider-Man onesie. And he goes, you needed that? And I was like, yeah, I did. I needed that. I said, we needed that. We need it. And he's like, okay. And then it started to click and he's like, are you trying to tell me something? I'm like, yes, I'm trying to tell you something. He just legitimately didn't think I was testing, which is hilarious. And so it was really sweet. We hugged and he's like, that's really, oh, he said that it's really exciting and terrifying, which I think is the right attitude to have. 3 kids is no joke. And facing another pregnancy with a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old is no joke. He's excited. Later on, he's like, I feel like we should be celebrating. And I was like, let's just celebrate by having a good night together. I've been sick, so he's been like quarantining away from me, which has maybe made it easier to keep the secret, but like hard, right? For a week to be like, no, all I want is a hug. Finish the show we've been watching. We've been watching Chainsaw Man. And yeah, see if this new one works. I've literally marked up my current reaction spots to see if they're getting any bigger. This huge one that's so high hasn't gotten any bigger today, but like everything is itching. Like I feel like my entire butt and like up on my hip and down one of my legs is like itching now. So if within if by blood draw day this hasn't cleared up a bunch, I think I'll just tell them something in the office, because it's not like unbearable or anything, but it's certainly not okay. But it sounded like there's a bunch of different options for different oils that her message to me was saying, so we can keep swapping them out if we need to, because we're gonna need to for 6 more weeks. All right, I'll check in with you later. Bye. Put the air into there, and I do this. This is what I had to do to have Kingsley. Did you know that?
No. To give him that medicine?
No, to make Kingsley, so that Kingsley could be in my belly, I had to take these kind of shots.
And because you wanted to make your own baby?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you made your own baby. That is so amazing.
It is kind of amazing, isn't it?
Sure.
But yes, this is what I had
Chemical
to do for Kingsley.
to the chemical. And I'm just holding this.
Okay. So now can you set that down? And then what we do is, so it's ready for Daddy, we put all this stuff right there, and then they're ready. I put the medicine away. I close the cabinet. I put the photo back in the cabinet to remember why I'm doing all the medicine. And then I clean up. Good morning. We are... It's at 11 days past transfer. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're 11. So we're on the Friday, 2 Fridays after transfer. Got my blood draw done. Bright and early in the morning. Husband had to go take the kids in because it was an 8 a.m. draw. And I went and picked up squooze. Not my favorite because I've cut down on caffeine, obviously. I'm hoping for pretty good results. Should be pretty high. I'd be A, surprised if it was really low, and B, very worried since we are 11 days past transfer. That is more than enough. We've seen the good trends in the line. Here's what my line progressions are looking like. So really, really strong. So I'm confident in that. They showed up early. They're showing up doubling. Every indicator right now is that it's going well. So we'll wait for these HCGs. I'll probably get another one in. But a thought hit me as I was sitting in the clinic today. That first off, I've been going there 8 years. 8 years. This has been part of my life. No wonder this is hard. This is a weird mix of this part of my identity is gonna be over-ish. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe the closest thing is when you retire. Yeah, you're glad to not be working, but like that was a big part of your life. But like infertility has been a big part of my life. Obviously, you're watching a whole channel dedicated to it. I've been going to the clinic for 8 years. I made videos nonstop for like 3 years. But if I do this draw, I do a follow-up draw, and then I do my like 6-week ultrasound, that's it. And then I'd be done with the fertility clinic. I should get them a fruit basket or something. I think I'm only gonna refresh the portal every 15 minutes. You thought I was gonna say seconds. I'm gonna be so strong, and it's only gonna be every 15 minutes. Okay? So it is much later in the day. I'm super sorry, but I wanted to have proof that I went to Crumble. I'm getting smarter. I got a little variety pack, and 2 are gone because luckily the husband came home over lunch. Hi, focus on my face, thanks. He came over lunch, one to put a new filament in his 3D printer, which I totally could have done for him. But also so maybe that was an excuse, to be with me when I opened the results, because I got them and I was hardcore avoiding them. I was doing anything besides looking at the results because I was freaking out. But I got them, and my HCG is 380, which is a spot on average for 11 days past transfer with a viable pregnancy. But yeah, so 380 is really good. I go back in on Monday for another one, so hopefully they've doubled by then. We're looking at over 700, and then it will just be ultrasound time, and then I will have graduated. So it's really exciting. I'm really glad the husband was there, because I was freaking out and avoiding, but no worries. One step closer.
Oh, that's harsh lighting. Here we go. Okay. Here's the thing, ladies. I've gone through 8 years of infertility and 3 different IVF transfers, and I have never given myself a progesterone and oil shot. I've given myself all the like stimulant shots for an egg retrieval and for all the like timed time ones. But like I've never given myself one of these big old injections in the booty. And alas, here we are. And not just for one night, mind you, for several. And not just in the privacy of my own home. Here and at a random night shift that I picked up. The husband is away at a 5-day bachelor party, which, I mean, good for him. Glad he gets to have fun. But we didn't think this like 100% all the way through. And then our ultrasound last a few days ago, right? I'm like, what was that, Monday? I asked the nurse ever so kindly, can I give it to myself in the leg? And she just gave me one of these looks. I was like, okay, do elaborate. And she's like, technically, yes. That is a muscle. This is an intramuscular shot. Go for it if you really want to. But I'll warn you, I get only negative reviews. Which is a funny way to put that. She's like, it's really better if you try to give it into your bum yourself. And then she like showed me ways to like position myself to try to make it better. So today is the first day of school, both back at work for me and for the kiddos. And I soloed that, did my first day. It was like a special activity day for the first day. So it was just busy. Came home, took care of the kids, got them dinner, got them bath, got them to bed. Cleaned the entire first floor. Was that a procrastination tactic? Maybe, but now we've hit the end of the time limit. I have to do it. I'll report back later. I did it. I managed to do it. And kind of just like the other shots, the worst part was that you have to like hurt yourself which is like a huge mental block. So there was a few false starts. I think what I've learned is you don't have to go fast. Like the hurty bit is going through your skin, and once that's done, like it doesn't matter as much. I also was able to like really pinpoint a spot that wasn't as raw, which obviously the husband can't like gauge. It did make me actually look. I've kind of just been avoiding looking back there because I know that allergic reaction, while way more mild, is still back there, and it's not good back there. It's bad. It's bad news bears. There's a lot going on there, but I was able to pinpoint a spot exactly. So yeah, okay, that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, that's still just stupid. Stupid thing to have to do. By stupid, I just mean like ridiculous. Not like I'm thankful for IVF and all of that, but sometimes it's moments like that where you're like, some people do this on accident, you know? Oof. All right. This is it. The very last PIO shot. 2017, we're in 2025 now. That's when I took my first shots, went to my first fertility clinic. Here we are. Another really important last milestone. This whole thing's gonna be a bunch of like last first trimester, last transfer, last PIO shot. So it's just a big deal. In case I haven't mentioned this in a different update, I have just been giving myself shots ever since the husband went on that trip where for like 4 or 5 days, that big long bachelor party, and I had to start doing it myself. I just ended up doing the rest myself. There was like, I don't know, I was getting like weird like trauma responses to like hurting me. Sorry. What? Don't mind me, just talking to a camera. You're fine, sorry. You're fine. You're totally fine. So like I just started doing that myself so that I can, sorry, it's D&D night, so one of the players came up. But like I've just been doing them myself, which has been a lot better. Although I do notice like it's really hard for me to twist right now. So, but today was a really big appointment. I had a sono and kind of had my was supposed to be the first appointment with my doctor, but she got pulled out for an emergency. So talking with another nurse practitioner, but now that means I've talked to all 3 of the women that could possibly be taking care of me, and I like them all, which is a huge deal. So anyway, I'll sit down for a more formal update, probably just a first trimester update a little later. But for now, last one.